Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala Daily Current Affairs. Today we are going to discuss the newspaper of the 29th April, and we have near about 9 topics that we are going to discuss one by one. We will start from the front page, and on the front page the news is with respect to the National Human Rights Commission. Here we will see that into the meeting, there has been the chances that the downgrade of its status to the A to B. So B grade it will be given, and that's why it is into the cause of concern for the India's reputation and status. Already we have seen that so many criticism of the human right condition in India. So we will see it with respect to the prelims as well as for the mains, because for the mains, National Human Rights Commission is also known as the toothless tiger. It doesn't have the power, and we have seen that now the government dominance is there, and that's why it is not able to protect the human right condition into the India for the peoples and the citizen of India. So here this will be for the mains as well. Many times UPSC has asked the question into the GS paper 2 as well as the optional paper of the PSIR. So we will see this. Then we will see that the India's import from the China is rising, and it has reached to the 101 billion, and it is into the crucial area that is the cause of concern. So first is that China is our enemy, not exact enemy countries, but yes, we have the border dispute, and that's why it is cause of concern. The second thing is that India's import dependency, despite we are talking about the local for vocal and the Atmanirbhar Bharat, but the increase into the import so that we are not able to get the success, whatever the aim and goal we are setting. Okay, so this will be for the mains GS paper 3 economic area as well as India-China relations. So it is the overlapping area you can use in both area. So it will be for the mains. Then we will see that the anticyclones hanging even now over India link warming to the heat. So here we will see that the heat wave condition, and one of the condition is the easterly jet that is prevalent at the Deccan area of the India. It is at the 10 degree latitude, and that's why we see that the heat wave condition intensified because of the anticyclone condition intensify. So it will be for the geography section. We will try to know that what is the easterly jet, and also we will try to see that how it is associated with the heat wave. So it will be for the prelims as well as for the mains, the basic concept of the easterly jet. Then we will see that the combustion and what is the technique, science, basic science behind the combustion and how it is causing the global warming. So again it will be for the prelims basic science. Then we will study a 3-dimension view of the India-Israel crisis, where the US has a vital role to play, and we have seen that recently the attack from the Israel to the Iranian diplomatic compound, and again retaliation from the Iran by the attacking the 100 of the missiles at the mainland Israel. So we will see that what is the overall dynamics is going on between these countries. So it will be for the mains GS paper 2 international relation. Then we will see that inequality can no longer be ignored. We will see that the way the inequality is increasing, the different reports that shows that the 1% of the people, 1% top people in India, they control near about the 22% of the income, and 1% of the people, they control more than 40% of the wealth, and that shows the cause of concern. One people is out of 100 rupees, one people has the 44 rupees, and remaining 99 people have the remaining 56 rupees. That is the cause of concern, and that's why we will see that how it is going to impact overall social perspective, economic perspective in India. So it will be under GS paper 3 inequality. Then we will further study the towards a green growth. So we will see that the RBI now started accounting the different parameter of the economy on the basis of the sustainability as well, and we will see this is a positive move, and so it will be related to the economy as well as the environment. So it will be again for the mains perspective. After that we will see that the making space for the migrant in manifesto. So here we will see that the manifesto of the BJP and Congress, what they have provided, because a very large number of population, they are internally migrant. For example, it has given that the 60 crore of the people now is the internally migrant status. Can you imagine, out of 140 crore people, 60 crore are the internally migrant, and they are vulnerable because they leave their hometown, they have to go into the distance place where they don't have the connection, and the people, those who are the local people, they try to exploit the situation and the condition of these migrant people. So again, it will be for the mains GS paper 2, where we talk about the vulnerable section of the society and policies and initiative of the government. After that, we will discuss the significance of the carrier aviation. Here we will see that the INS Vikrant, that is the first indigenously constructed carrier, okay, aircraft carrier. So all this will be main focus area for the today's discussion, and today we have a lot of important topics, so please be focused. And also we will discuss the Furious 5 question. Under that, we will try to practice the prelims questions from the topic that we have covered. So let's start with the front page. So the front page, the news started with the 1 killed and 3 injured into the Manipur. So this is continuous fighting that is going on from the 3rd of the May, when there was a declaration from the High Court of the Manipur that their state government should request to the central government to provide the ST status to the Meiteis. Meiteis are the one of the tribe, they are considered as the developed into the Manipur. They are non-tribe, they have the OBC status, and they live into the valley area where they are mostly developed. The Kukis and other such tribe, in the collective they are known as the Kuki Jo people. They are the different collection of grouping of the tribal people who live into the hilly area, and they are considered as the tribal, and they are the less developed, and they are fearful about the Meiteis. If they can get the status of the ST, they can control all the land of the Kukis as well. So here the conflict is started, and till now we have seen that the civil war situation, and more than 220 people have died into the Manipur. So this is the situation, and yesterday we saw the gunfight into the Kong Pongki area of the Imphal West. So this is the situation that is continuously going on, and yes, this is the cause of concern for the internal security. Okay, so here we will see all this thing. Then we will, now the next topic, next news is the NHRC accreditation status faces review test this week after the being on hold in 2023. So we have seen that now the National Human Rights Commission that is fighting to get the status A. Why? Because there is the meeting in the Geneva, and this is meeting where the International Institution on the Human Rights, they will provide the condition of the Indian Human Rights Commission, and it has been degraded from the A to B. Here you will see that the subcommittee on the accreditation of the UN recognized Global Alliance on the National Human Rights Institution. So this is known as the GANHRI. Global Alliance of the National Human Rights Institution. Here is provided the accreditation to the Human Rights Commission of the different countries, and Indian Human Rights Commission has been accused of the involvement of the police person into the commission. Generally, it is considered that if the police is into the commission, mostly the atrocities that is from either from the government or the police. And if the police and the government people are there, the people from the government and the police is there, there is the conflict of interest. Why they will say that the police has done some of the violation of the human rights? They support their stand, and that's why it is always considered as the conflict of the interest, and this is not considered a healthy trend. And that's why here you will see that this is the main cause of concern, and this is the main thing that is bringing India at the B grade status. Okay, here you will see that when there will be the rating A or B, it impacts the ability to vote at the UN Human Rights Council and the UN General Assembly bodies, and this is why India is making effort to get the status of the A. Here you will see that the 6-point submission by the SCA in the March 2023, NHRC has failed to create the conditions required to able to operate independent of the government interference. The main condition is that you create the situation where this body can work independent of the government, because the government has the power and they can violate the right of the people. You can understand how the government can use the different type of the machinery such as the CBI, ED, police. Okay, so even the security person. So this is the that's why it has made the necessary condition that the government agent or the government appointed person should not be there. Government, at least those persons who are directly connected. Even the appointment is done by the government, but it is from the judiciary. Mostly it is the judicial person, but you are introducing the secretary and the police person into this commission. So this is the cause of the compromise. Here you will see that the secretary General and the CEO NHRC, former Gujarat cadre IAS officer Bharat Lal. This is the situation. Okay. So under this influence, we have also seen that the many of the international NGO, they have wrote to this body that please downgrade the India's situation into the human right, because there has been the discrimination against the minorities, as well as there is the misuse of the power, the police power, and also there has been the actions, biased action taken against the civil societies as well, and it was increased in the context of the general election. So here you will see that there has been a failure to comply with the Paris Principle and address the deteriorating human rights situation in India. This is the allegation. Even the US State Department global report, it has also raised the concern on the human right treatment into the India, particularly with respect to the poor and the civil society activists as well as the minorities. This has been the situation. You should remember this because this is very important. This National Human Rights Commission comes under the statutory body, that is the part of the GS paper 2. Here you will see that in the syllabus there is the clear-cut mention of the statutory body. Okay, so here it is statutory body. Where is this? Statutory, regulatory and various quasi-judicial body, and Human Rights Commission, National Human Rights Commission is considered as a statutory body as well as the quasi-judicial body. So it is part of the GS paper 2. Okay. Next important news that we are going to take is again from the front page. Here it is talking about the India's import from the China rise to the 101 billion while the export is stagnant. We have seen that into the near about 4 years, the import that was $70 billion that has reached to the $101 billion, and it is 21 to 30% growth into the import. So government was continuously talking, we are going to ban, we are going to Atmanirbhar Bharat, but the situation, the reality is very different. The reality shows that the we have the increased dependency on the China on the import, and they are not only, we were thinking that this is just for the electronics item, but you will see that it is not only into the electronics item, but it is also into the 8 major industrial sector that include the machinery, chemical, pharmaceutical, and even the textile. All this says that yes, beyond the electronics, we have dependency on the Chinese product. And if we have that much dependency, you will consider that, look here, the overall import is $6.77 billion, $677 billion. Out of this, 101 is from the one country. This is the 15%. Can you consider how much dependency, and with that country where we have the conflicting relation, the border with the China, we are going to conflicting relationship, and the Chinese relation with the Pakistan. In that situation, it is not just the economic setback, but it is also causing the strategic implication. And whenever there is any condition of a conflict between China and India, if they stop all these imports, we will have the lot of crisis into the economy. That's why we need to work upon, and there has been a study that has been mainly focus on the not only mitigate the economy but also bolster the domestic industry, reduce the dependency on the single country. So we need to be very careful on all these things. Okay, 42% of the India textile and the clothing imports is from the China. This is the condition. Okay, 38% from the electronics. So when the question is into the prelims that mostly it is the electronics item, don't go for that. Even the textile and the clothing we are importing from the China, and these are the more percentage as compared to the electronics item. 38 from the electronics were 40 to 42% from the this textile and the cotton. So it shows that it is just perception, it is wrong perception that only we have dependency on the China for the electronics, but there is lot of other area, chemical, machinery, and even the pharmaceutical, all area we are dependent on the China. So this is all about from the this news analysis. This is very important. This is not only for the GS paper 2, but also for the GS paper 3 economy. India-China relation, India's dependency on the China for the economy. So all this comes under the this section. Next important topic that we are going to discuss is the anticyclone hanging even now over the India link warning to the heat. Here we will see that it is the heat condition, heat wave condition that is continuously impacting the India from the February itself. Now we have seen that the impact of the heat wave on the election phases, the first phase, second phase, there has been the less turnout. One of the cause of this is also the heat wave. Here we are seeing that it is not only the higher temperature, but it is also due to the other factors such as the anticyclonic condition, and it is due to the easterly jet stream. Okay, so here you will see that the Indian jet stream that persists there at the 10-degree latitude, that is also causing the heat wave condition. So you should know about the basic about the Indian easterly jet. It tends to produce a strong, more persistent anticyclone, thus longer lasting intense heat. So you should know the basic where it persists. It is at the 10-degree latitude and it is from the east to west. The direction of this is the east to west, and it is at the higher atmospheric location near about the 8 to 9 kilometer height from the surface area of the earth. From the surface, the distance of this jet stream is at the 8 to 9 kilometer, and the speed of this jet stream is very high. It goes to the 800 900 kilometer per hour. So this is the speed, and that impact the monsoon situation, and that also create the cause for the intense heat wave. It is at the 10-degree north latitude. So please remember this basic thing. Where this Indian easterly jet stream flow, it is at the 10-degree, and when it shifts to the northern direction, only then the monsoon onset is start. Then only the trough situation created, and that's why the air wind start moving to the Indian subcontinent. So this play a very important role into the Indian monsoon system. This are linked to the heat wave condition because there is the connection between the El Nino, and El Nino during the pre-monsoon season tends to strengthen the Indian easterly jet, and it's leading to the strong and more persistent anticyclone, and that is causing the intense heat wave condition. Because the monsoon as onset comes, it's reduced the heat wave condition. So this is all about the research is still going on this. Okay, the second news that we are going to take again, it is on this page, that the combustion equation of the fuel. Here you see that the combustion is a type of chemical reaction. Okay, so here it is given that this is a chemical reaction that involves the redox. So what is meant by the redox? That involve the reduction and oxidation. What is the reduction and what is the oxidation? Just you should understand that it is the matter of the transfer of the electrons from the one element to the other element. Here you will see that the one substance loses the electron and the other gain. Okay, so losing substance is called as the oxidant, and those who are gaining, they are known as the reductant. Okay, so here it is the oxidant and the reductant. Okay, so here you will see that whenever there is the gaining of substance, it is called as the reductant. Okay, so during this all the combustion reaction, what happens? There is the release of the gaseous mix of the highly oxidized matter, and this is called as the smoke. The smoke you see, and this causes the global warming condition. They are the global greenhouse gases, and this cause increase in the temperature. So the study of this combustion reaction is very important for the further action into the future to reduce the impact on the environment, and we can deal with the climate change situation. So this is important. Next important news that we are going to take is from the editorial page, and here we will discuss the a three-dimension view on Israel-Iran crisis. So here already this crisis, this discussion is continuously going on. Here just we will see that what is into the summary of all these analysis. Here the analysis is with respect to the Israel, Iran and US, the role played by the US in all this tussle, the conflict, the dispute that is going on between Israel and Iran. So here we have seen that as per the writer in one of the interview, the Netanyahu, Mr. Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, when asked that which one he considered as the greatest threat to the Israel, he said that Iran, Iran, Iran. Here, okay. So here the Israel considered Iran as the greatest threat. Why? Because Iran is only nation in the Arab world that is actively fighting for the Palestinian cause. You must have read the two type of the Congress extremist and moderate during the Indian freedom struggle. The other Arab world such as Saudi Arabia or the Qatar or the Bahrain or the United Arab Emirates, all they work as the moderate. They talk about the peaceful diplomatic solution, but the Iran is very aggressive on the matter of the Palestine, and that's why it's fight in a very aggressive manner, and that's why it is considered as the extremist, and that's why Israel considers Iran as the greatest threat. Even we have seen that during 2015 when the nuclear deal was being brokered with the help of the Western countries and US, Israel was not in the support of this brokering. It was of the view that the total halt and restriction on the Iranian nuclear plan. And we have seen that the continuously a type of the proxy war that is being held, that is being done by the Israel and Iran. They are involved in the proxy war. Okay, so here you will see that the recent context of this is the a sudden attack from the Israel to the Iranian diplomatic compound into the Syria, Damascus, the Syrian capital Damascus, and after that Iran retaliated on the 14th of the April, and there was the hundred of the missiles that was launched on the mainland of the Israel, and it is the first time in the 30 years, 3 decades that the Israeli mainland was attacked by a state. It was generally the non-state actors such as the Hamas, Hezbollah that was attacking. The first time a countries and Iran is attacking. Till now we have seen that the Iran was not giving any of the response in such a manner to attack the Israeli mainland. Here we have seen that on the 14th of the April, attack was on the Israeli mainland. And here we will see that despite there was all these missiles were mostly 98-99% of these missiles were uh, most of them were recepted or the intercepted by the US and its allies like the France, Jordan, UK, all they tried to prevent such mainland attack on Israel. So here we will see that all this is going on. Okay. What is the main doctrine of the President Biden into the Israeli war? Mainly, Biden want to support the Israel against the Hamas, but at the same times, Biden don't want to spread this war into the other countries of the region. He don't want to escalation of the war. That it doesn't want to involvement of the other Arab worlds, and that's why it is trying to limit the attack on the Hamas only. And we have seen that continuously in this process, President Biden has made the pressure on the Israel as well. For example, when the Iran attacked on the Israel, US intercepted all the missile, but it clearly made it clear to the Israel that it is not going to support Israel if Israel is further going to retaliate. after the 14th of April, and we have seen that the Israel retaliated, but it was very feeble, very weak response, and only it tried to attack the radar system, not a major area. And we have seen that Iran, in many, in the some of the cases, there was the hit on the Israeli ground from the Iranian missile. So this is the first time, and this shows that there has been the change into the Iranian position with respect to how to deal with the Israel. Okay, here you will see that Netanyahu dilemma. Netanyahu want to attack the Iran, and we have seen then the continuous attack on the Iranian compound or the people or the interest. Near about 400 attack from the Israel has been on the different interest of the Iran into the Syria. Okay. Israel has also carried out the operation inside the Iran as well. We have seen that the many of the senior scientists and the general and those who are belonging from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard corps, all that has been attacked by the Israel. Okay, so here you will see that despite all this attack, Iran was not giving response, and Iran was not attacking the mainland Israel. But this time, why the Iran attacked? Because there was a calculation from the Iran. Iran calculated that now the time is there, as the US will not, US don't want to a war into the region. It's very well calculated that the US focuses into the Ukrainian theater, where the Ukraine and Russia are involved. US focuses on the Indo-Pacific, where the China is aggressive. So here the Iran calculated that now it is time that it can attack. Okay, and beside that we have seen that there has been the change into the Iranian strategy, because now we have seen that the China and Russia both are getting support from the Iran. Iran and China has a very good economic relation now. It is not that much into the military area, but in economic area, both have very good relationship. Beside that, the Russia and Iran has very good relationship. Because we have seen that during this war that is going on with the Ukraine, Iran supplied drones to the Russia, and it has made the military cooperation that is very closer. And that's why Russia, Iran anticipated that yes, the US will not enter into the full-fledged war if there will be any such cases. And that's why it was very much accurate. Okay. Beside that, we have seen that the impact of the Israeli Gaza offensive. Here we have seen that across the world, due to the death, near about the 34,000 people have died, and mostly the children and women. There has been the large scale destruction into the Gaza, and most of the population now they are like the refugee. In that case, the international emotion is against the Israel, and now the Iran take the advantage of this as well. So Iran has calculated the risk, and we have seen that despite the interception, the collective defense from the US, UK, France, Jordan and Israel, many of the Iranian missiles that hit the Israel. Okay. Besides that, we have seen that the recent pattern of the Iran. Iran attacked the Saudi Arabia oil field, and on a one day there was the half of the output production of the Saudi Arabia. We have seen that also Iran attacked Israel, and also American military base when in Iraq, when the Americans attack its general Soleimani. Soleimani was killed, assassinated by the Americans in retaliation. Iran attacked the American military base into the Iraq. So this has been the pattern. Now what could be the possible implication if this further escalate? The situation doesn't come into the peace, or doesn't come to a point where both have the common ground to agree that yes, let's don't go for this type of the war or the situation. In that case, if the it is not going to be controlled in the future. There could be the full-fledged war, and there could be the instability and insecurity into the West Asia. However, the way the US has played its role, it had de-escalated the war into the Western Asia. So this is all about from the this news. Okay, so this is just about the how the thing is going on. Israel attack Iran, Iran attack Israel. US supported Israel in the some of the cases like the against the Hamas, and also interceptions to the Iranian attack. But the US also warned Israel not to go for the further retaliation. I will not support, and that's why it is the dependency of Israel on the US that makes its attack or the aggression now blunt, because it is totally dependent on the US, and US don't want the war, full-fledged war into the West Asia. This is not into the interest of the US. So this is all about from the this all news article. Next important news that we are going to take is the inequality can no longer be ignored. Here this is in the context of the debate that is going on the two major party in this election, the Congress and BJP. Congress came up with its manifesto and talk about the redistribution of the wealth and the income equality. The BJP interpreted in a very wrong way that give a discussion, but anyhow the issue of the inequality come into the public domain. That is the good thing as per the writer. The writer is writing that there is ample evidence that show that the inequality in India is very high. For example, it has given one of the example of the income, the national income distribution that is in such a biased manner that 1% of the top income generator, those who have the higher income. For example, if you will bring here the two type of the people, the one who are on the top, think that here the 100 people are there, and this is the 100 rupees of the income they are to 100 people, and 100 rupees are the income. So it is saying that this top 1%, they have the share of the 22 rupees. They are earning 22 rupees out of this 100 rupees. Remaining 99 people, they have to share into the remaining 78 rupees. That is the condition. Okay. So here it has shown that as for the world inequality data, the 1%, top 1% is earning 22.6%. So it shows that just one person is earning 22 rupees and 99, just even it is less than 1 rupees. That is the income distribution. Here it is talking about the income distribution, means earning on an annual basis, whatever I am earning, that is the income distribution. Maybe I could be a king, I could be earning 0 rupees. But my income will be 0, but my wealth will be very high. Maybe I have the 100 acres of the land, income is 0. Those who have the low wealth but income is very high. For example, those who are working into the MNC, maybe their per day income, per month income is into the crores. Okay, so here there is the difference between the income and there is the wealth. Wealth is that total money. A king who is earning nothing, but he had the 100 and the 1,000 acre of the land. So his wealth is very high. So the wealth inequality is much higher than the income inequality. For example, in wealth, are you getting now what is mean by the wealth? Wealth means total property. Whatever I am earning today, it doesn't matter. But I have the lot of land, lot of bank balance. I have lot of jewelry. My wealth is very high. My salary is 0 now. That doesn't matter. But wealth is very high. So if you will compare in the wealth, 100 people are there, and the 100 rupees of the total wealth. 100 rupees is the total wealth. Top 1%. Top 1% has the 40 rupees of the wealth. Just 1% had the 40 rupees and remaining 99 has the 60 rupees. This is the inequality into the country. This is the writer has mentioned here. Then writer is talking about it is good that it has become a election issue. Whatever the result could be there, whether it wins the Congress or the BJP, it doesn't matter. The people are discussing the inequality. Why? Because no matter that is concerning to the people is into the public domain. If they are going to vote on this issue, this is good. Because instead of fighting on the name of the religion, name of the masjid and the temple, it is better to debate on the issue that is really impacting the life of each of us. The price of the commodities that really impact, whether we go into the temple or doesn't go into the temple, that doesn't matter. We need the water, we need the food to eat, and that is very essential. We need education, whether we believe in God, whether you believe in the Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, whether you believe in anything, it doesn't matter. The real matter of the people is the roti, kapda and makan. What you are going to eat, where you are going to shelter, what is the housing, all this matter. And now the thing is coming into the public domain. This is good thing. Okay. So here the writer is talking about the trickle down effect. The trickle down and the wealth creator means you talk about the if the top 1% or the top people who are earning more, this will gradually trickle to the lower level. That doesn't possible. That doesn't effective in India. Because here we are seeing the jobless growth. We are not finding the wealth creator or creating the job. Because there is the jobless growth. Growth is there. Those who have the much money, they are earning more and more. But the money is not coming to the down. They all soaking at the higher level. They don't allow, they are not allowing to trickle down to the downer side. For example, generally it is thought that if there is the people here and they are earning more, there is the water that you are pouring here. So the water will gradually come to here at the bottom level. But the reality is that those who are here, they have blocked this percolation medium. The water is just concentrating here. They are increasing their size. They are adding here and they are not allowing the water to percolate here. And this is the main issue into this trickle down effect. And that's why we are seeing the jobless growth. Here, the writer is talking about the jobless growth. Besides that, we are talking about the more taxation. There is a thought that there should be the more tax on the rich and the subsidies to the poor people. But here the taxation is not that much progressive in India. The tax to the GDP ratio is very low. It is the 17%, even it is lower into the middle income countries. Tax to the GDP ratio in India is 17%. Even the Brazil has 25% tax to the GDP ratio. Means taxation, the tax evasion and the tax crime is very high. Tax avoidance is very high, and that's why we see that the direct tax is very low. For example, the collection for the direct tax is very low. It is just 1/3, and indirect tax collection is more. Indirect tax collection means everyone have to pay, whether it is rich or high. For example, if there is the 1 kg of the gram or 1 kg of the pulse, 1 kg of the rice, if a person go to buy at the shop, leave that. Just think about the salt is needed for everyone, even the poor. If there is the 1 kg of the salt and the price is 20 rupees and the indirect tax, the GST could be the 2 rupees. So it is the taxation 2 rupees, the indirect tax that is 2 rupees, that is same for a beggar, a normal worker working into the field, and the Ambani and Adani and anyone who have the lot of money. It doesn't matter that whether who is how much rich, the indirect tax is same for everyone. If I go into buy the ticket into the train, the GST is the same for the me and the richer people. And that's why indirect tax is higher, and indirect tax is regressive. It is equal to those who are wealthy and those who are poor. So indirect taxation, the percentage is very high into the India. Besides that, we see that the effective tax rate, the tax to the profit ratio, It means that if a company is earning more, here it is found that those who have the higher income, they have the less effective tax rate. For example, those here it is given that those who are earning more than 500 crore profit before the tax compared to the effective rate, it is to 24.82%. So here you will see that those who are earning 500 crore, they have to pay 19% tax, and those who are between 0 to 1 crore, they have to pay 25%. So here it shows that even this taxation, the direct taxation is not progressive. It is higher into the lower group and it is lesser into the higher earning group. So those who are earning more and more, they are getting benefit more and more, they are growing more and more richer, and those who are at the lower bracket, they have to pay the taxation or the thing more and more. This is here it has been given. Besides that, the writer is talking about the welfare spending. The welfare is spending on the essential things such as the education, such as the health, such as the public distribution system, such as the benefit of the women on the different area, maternal benefit or the leave, maternal benefit leave. All this thing is not that much. Just take the example into the public health, the spending is just 1.3% of the GDP. We even expected in our national health policy that we will reach it to the 2.4%, 2.5% by the 2015. So it is less than half. It is near about half of our target. And despite the COVID-19, we saw that lot of destruction, lot of crisis situation into the health infrastructure and the health services. Despite that, we are not spending on the COVID, this health sector. Besides that, we have seen that these other area of welfare measures such as the Manrega or the education, budget for the children, all has been in the effective role, not into the just market price, but real price on the purchasing power, measurement, they are reducing. Okay. So here you will see that improving revenue mobilization in a progressive manner while also increasing the spending on the areas that are essential for the people, that need to be attention needed to be given in that area. Okay. We have seen that the employment elasticity of the output is not that much. It is declining. No, it is not increasing as we are expecting. It is decreasing. And there is the rise in the profit sales and the stagnated real wage. The profit of the companies is increasing. For example, if the profit of the company, for example, if the profit of this company was 500 crore in 2022, this is increasing to the 900 crore into the 2023. But the wage, the real wage of the person, maybe in the market price, if the person has 60 rupees of the wage on a daily basis, or if a person is earning 16,000 on monthly basis, its rise is very low, means 17,000, and this 17,000 in the real term is lesser than this 16,000. Why? Because 16,000, in 60,000 he could have afforded more things. Because of the inflation, 17,000, the affordability of the different thing has reduced. Maybe due to the 16,000 he could have been able to buy lot of food and other item, but it has to reduce its purchase due to the increase in inflation. Despite 1,000 increase, so real wage has been decreasing, but the income is very high. The profit of the companies are very high, and those who are owning this company, they are earning much more in proportionate as compared to the common man and the workers working into the factory. That is the issue. Okay. And here, if you are talking about the generation of the employment, it is not that the distressed self-employment. Distressed self-employment means there is you can consider there is a crossroad. There is some of the market where there were the 4 shopkeepers. But if instead of 4, 10 shopkeepers are there, the earning, the self-earning is increasing for the 6, but this is going to decrease the self-earning of the for those who are already there, and the overall the earning of each of them are not that much sufficient. They are just reducing each other the earnings here. So the self-employment, this should be the decent remuneration should be there. Adequate remuneration. If they are earning, they are able to pay the cost of the education of their children, the health, all these things. That is the main aim that the writer want to say. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to spend more on the Manrega's type of the scheme and also the public distribution system that we need to increase. Beside that, the creation of the job by the government is very important, and government can do so because there are a lot of vacancy in the different public sector jobs and the public sector undertakings. There the vacancy is needed to be fulfilled. Beside that, government can increase the job creation profile in different area. For example, they can bring the more job into the education sector, health sector, nutrition and social security area. In these area they can create the posts. The people can work, the people can serve, and that's why there could be the more quality job for the people. Okay, they have to also need to think about the quality job of those who are working on the ground. For example, the Anganwadi worker, the ASA accredited social health activists. They are the more they are the more and they are the most important personality and those link with the people. These Anganwadi workers, they are directly linking and delivering the is important and crucial scheme to the people, and that's why their wage should be adequate and their working conditions should be much better. That is the demand that the government need to work upon. Okay. Beside that, we need to, all these things will not only bring the growth, but it will also help into improvement of the human development index, that where the India is lacking. And it will reduce the unpaid work because the women going to go for the work, and there will be the extra creation of the home care work. Maybe if the female member of the family is going to work, so that family need to bring some other person to do the household work, and that's why it will be paid. For example, if there is the one husband, one wife, okay, there is a pair, husband and wife, and both are working. If the only husband is working and wife is not working, wife have to do all the work, and there will be no payment. But if the both are working, there will be the generation of the job for the both. Now, to do the household chores, they will hire a person. So one person, the job for the one person increased, and the women, the female, the wife that was working in unpaid manner, now it will be replaced by the paid job. That person that is replacing the wife and going to work, she will get some money, some remuneration. So the unpaid job will be converted into the paid job. So that is the one thing. And we need to address the inequality in opportunity and also the intergenerational inequality, because there is if I am a poor person, my child, if I will not able to give him better education, certainly he will not able to get better opportunity, so he will not able to study. And if he doesn't have the that much qualification, he or she, anyone, so he or she cannot compete into the job market as compared to those who are who take birth into the rich and well-off family. They will have the better education, they will have the better job opportunity. So what we need to do, we need to pre-schooling. Government need to provide the pre-schooling education and nutrition to everybody, because if the nutrition insufficiency is there, this will impact the cognitive capacity of the person, and that's why it is also going to impact. Okay, so government policy should also support the MSMEs. These MSMEs means micro, small and medium enterprise, those who are working on the small ground, those who are working where the less than 10 people are working. In those company, it is the more labor intensive work that is done and more job is created. Even they are doing the business of the 10 lakh, but the number of the people who are working in that particular area could be 10, 15, 20. But if you will see that many of the company, like the where there is the capital intensive creation and the production, even they are producing the crores of the worth of the crores of rupees product, but the people who are working is just 4 or 5 because the machines are working. The income is not getting distributed. The wealth is being concentrated. Okay. So what we need to promote the MSMEs and also those MSMEs, those who are working in the labor intensive area, and also we need to provide that skill training and overall human capital like the health and education to the people. Only then we can able to provide all this thing. Beside that, what we need to do, we need to provide the women with the maternity entitlements, child care, transportation, safe and affordable accommodation so that they can equally participate into the economy. And that's why the equality should be brought into the men and women participation in the labor force market. So all these thing has been here mentioned. UPSC has asked many of the question on the jobless growth, inequality. So this is the part of GS paper 3 economy, and this is very important topic. Lot of matter has been there. So it's start with the debate that is going on. Then it has then the focus has been brought to the welfare spending, the taxation process, how the taxation distribution is there, how efficient it is working into the area of the income distribution and the wealth distribution. Gradually the writer has brought the area where government need to work and need to focus. So all this thing here that is very important, you should revise again and again. Next important news that we are going to take is editorial column that is talking about the turnout and the troops. Here it is talking about the what has been the turnout till second phase of the election. We have seen that the continuous lowering reduction into the turnout, it is around 60%, 61, 62%. That is much lesser than the previous Lok Sabha election where the turnout was very high, and it was synonymous with the win and the high percentage of the vote that was going to the BJP. Last time there was a high turnout and a high number of the votes that was going towards the BJP. So in that case and on the same basis, there is the worry for the BJP that if the turnout is going to be lower, it can impact the prospect for the BJP. However, there is the traditionally, it is the reverse thing that whenever the anti-incumbency vote is there or the sentiment is there, the turnout is much higher. But in case of this BJP, as the BJP has become the one pole of our electoral system, from that time, high turnout means the high vote for the BJP, and that's why there has been the cause of concern. We have seen that there has been the use of the religion. The main agenda of now BJP and Prime Minister Modi has become the Hindutva agenda, and where the sharp attack on the basis of the rhetoric of the religion. Okay. Here we have seen that the Congress has brought the social justice issue. We have seen that the Congress lost its OBC vote ground or its main vote base into 1990s to the Mandal Commission and the Mandal parties such as the RJD, JDU, SAPA, SP, Samajwadi Party, and BSP. All these are the parties that are known as the Mandal parties because their vote base is on the basis of the caste, and particularly with the some of the intermediate dominant caste. For example, Yadwas for the Samajwadi Party, SP and the RJD, and these are the Kurmis for the JDUs, Nitish Kumar. We have seen the same is with the Mayawati, Jata vote. Okay, so here we have seen that the Congress lost its ground due to these Mandal parties. Now it's want to bring the social justice and win again those vote base on the basis of the social justice. Okay, here we have seen that the BJP has able to get the vote of from the not on the basis of the agenda of the Hindutva but also from the OBC vote. How? it has brought the non-Yadav, non-Jato, non-Kurmi vote that are, for example, there are the 100 of the OBC caste, and if you will reduce 2 or 3 that are the dominant caste and create a sentiment into the people that these 2, 3 dominant castes, they are capturing every way, and they are capturing the power. The other caste tone to the BJP, and that's why the BJP agenda has been the OBC vote, that is the non-Jato, non-Yadav and the non-Kurmis. So this has been there. There has been the other mandal parties. Okay. The next editorial news is the towards green growth. Here we have seen that the RBI has brought the climate change and the effect of the climate change into the economic measurement and the economic impact. So we have seen that the primacy now RBI has given to the extreme weather event and the climate shock on the economy. And RBI has now brought it's into the consideration when it is going to decide about the inflation, but also into the natural interest rate. What is the natural interest rate for the RBI? Whenever RBI go for take the decision, under that the natural interest rate is that it is the rate at which the RBI consider to balance the growth rate of the economy. At the same time, it balances the growth rate with the interest inflation of the economy. Here it is given that it want to maintain the maximum economic output while keeping the check on the inflation. That is the natural or the neutral rate of the interest. So here you should know that now when RBI is going to consider all this thing, it is going to consider the extreme weather condition and the climate shock as well. RBI has brought one of the analysis that the long-term output for the overall economy is going to be impacted, and it can reduce by the 9% by the 2050 if the climate mitigation policy is not going to be taken. So this is the here, and even the RBI is of the view that if India want to achieve the net neutrality, zero neutrality with respect to the emission. What is the zero neutrality? Means the amount of the carbon we are emitting, the same amount of the carbon should be synced down with respect to the different tools such as the more forest area, the ocean, or the reduction into the emission itself. So net zero we want to achieve, means the way we are emitting the CO2 and other such global warming gases, this type of greenhouse gases, the same time we are increasing the area of the forest, we are increasing the sink area, we are reducing the emission itself. So this will be the net zero. To achieve the net zero by the 2070, we need $17 trillion to achieve that. Do you know what is the trillion? You should be knowing that what is 1 trillion is equal to 1,000. 1 trillion is equal to 1,000 billion. Just I am simplifying. 1 billion is equal to 1,000 million. And 1 million is equal to 10 lakh. Is equal to 0.1 crore. So 1 billion. 1 billion is equal to 100 crore. And 1 trillion, if you will multiply with the 1,000, it will be 1 lakh crore. So 17 trillion means 17 lakh crore. Just simplifying. 17 lakh crore, it is into the dollar, not into the rupees. Here you will see, now you have to multiply it with the 80 to bring it into the rupees. Okay, so here we need $17 trillion. 17 lakh into the 80. It will be near about, just what near about? Just multiply. 17 lakh 170 lakh, 170 lakh crore, lakh and crore. Can you imagine lakh and crore? And then when you will multiply by 8, 85 crore rupees. It means that lakh, 10 lakh, 13 crore lakh. That is the amount. Can you imagine that much money we need to achieve the 17 trillion? For that, what we need? We need assessment of our economy in such a manner that reflect the sustainability. For example, we have the two systems, the European Central Bank that has the formula for the green taxonomy. Here, whenever the Union Bank, this central bank, European Central Bank, whenever assess the economy of the any of the sector, it's bring the sustainability and the sustainability into the assessment, and it's give more credential to sustainability. Same is with the Asian region. They also have the green taxonomy, and they keep updating these sectors with the recent sustainable trajectory, means recent introduction of the new technology that can bring the more sustainable growth. Each of the sector. Here, sustainable trajectory means it's count that this company is growing, how much it is using the sustainable and those things that is not negatively impacting the environment. For example, if there is the economy, some sector, some company, some industries there, whenever it will go to assess the economy, it will assess that how much it is emitting the greenhouse gas or the other harmful air pollutants gas, or how much discharge it is doing into the rivers that is polluting. It will think about that how much it is going to cut down the forest area to grow this industry. For example, paper industry, there will be need for the more paper, more cutting of the trees, because the paper is paper is manufactured by the tree input material, the raw material needed for the paper industry is the tea. So here, whenever we will go assess, whenever the RBI will go assess, they will consider all this thing. How much renewable energy and economy is using, that so the sustainability factor. And in that direction, India is doing well, because now India has introduced the sovereign green bond of the 16,000 crore. So this will see that there will be the investments from the foreign institution investor into those area where the green industry, green activity will be promoted. So RBI need to assess the qualitative as well as the quantitative impact on the economy due to the climate change whenever economy is assessed. So this is all about the impact of the climate change on the economy and the different factors that need to be considered whenever you are assessing the economy. The most important point you need to remember is that India needs $17 trillion to reach the zero neutrality by the 270. This is very important. You can write, you can use this point into your GS paper 3 mains, and even whenever you are writing a answer for the environment. Okay. Besides that, you should remember that how much it is going to impact the 9% reduction if we are not going to start the policy that is for the climate mitigation. So please remember these 2 points. This is most important point into this article. So this is all about from these 2 articles. Next important news that we are going to take is the making space for the migrant in manifestos. So here there has been the comparison. The 2 writers has compared the manifesto of the BJP and the Congress with respect to the provision that has been for the migrant. So this is the part of GS paper 2 and vulnerable section of the society. So here you will see into our syllabus GS paper 2. This is the syllabus of GS paper 2 here, GS paper 2, and in the GS paper 2 there is section of the welfare scheme for the vulnerable section of the population and by the center, by the state. So here it comes under this section. So here the manifesto that talks about the both of the parties, it is become more stark because of the condition we saw of the migrants laborer during the COVID-19 pandemic. There was a lot of misery they faced during the COVID-19 pandemic. And we have seen that now India has near about 600 million internal migrants. It means 60 crore of the internal migrants. You can imagine near about 40% of the population internal migrate. Means they are within the India, they have the migrated from the one place to the other place. This is reality. You will face that most of the people, even you as a student, you are studying in the different of the cities, you have left your native place, your hometown. You all are a type of migrant, internal migrant. Here 60 crore the migrant, and that's why it's become very much important to be concentrate on their welfare areas and what manifesto talks about. These migrants are the most vulnerable person because you left your house, you have gone for the some other unknown place. Most of the people, those who are the local, they try to exploit your weakness, your vulnerability. Whatever your condition, they will. The exploitation start when you go to for the renting purpose. There it start the exploitation. The property dealer who exploit the situation, the landowner that exploit the situation. Those who are the those who are like the auto rickshaw drivers, they try to exploit the situation if they find that the person is not from this city, he has migrated, some outsider. So exploitation, this is the most vulnerable section of the society, and if you will grade them into the different sections like the child, women and young, they have the different level of the vulnerability, but the all vulnerable, you all face. And if you will feel that whenever you are into the other city, other region, you will face that how much exploitation is there. So here you will see that the what is talking the BJP's manifesto. The BJP manifesto talks about the e-Shram portal already, that was started in 2021, and it aims to collect the database for the unorganized workers. And here the issue of the Aadhaar seeding and the technical problem persist because Aadhaar seeding is not proper. The migrant workers, there is so many technical error as well. So the seeding means Aadhaar connected to the other area like the job card, and this e-Shram portal that is to ensure the different type of the security to the unorganized workers. Okay. So here it is mainly for the deliver the social security benefits, and each of these who unorganized workers who have registered for the e-Shram portal, they will get the e-Shram card that will have the 12-digit universal account number UAN. So please remember this, in the prelims they can ask the e-card, that is the 12-digit UAN. Okay. What are the benefit? The benefit can be the social security scheme. The benefit include the accidental insurance coverage, the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Okay, this type of the benefits is provided. The age limit is between 16 to the 59 years. So please remember all this thing. Now the BJP manifesto also talk about the special train services for the migrant workers, and you will see that this train issue is so much persisting. If you will go even the 2 months before to your journey date, you will not get a confirmed ticket. And for the migrants, when the festival comes, this type of the issue, getting the reserve seat become accentuated. Again, the exploitation by those agents who are working for the reservation. Okay. The BJP manifesto talk about the periodic review of the national floor wage. National floor wage, on that ground, this national floor wage, there will be the, after this we will decide the minimum wage. Minimum wage is always above the national floor wage, and the minimum wage is decided by the state government, so it is differ from the different region, and that's why there is the chances that due to the different minimum wage, the migration pattern can change. For example, if the Punjab gives more minimum wage, the people will try to migrate Punjab as compared to the other region. If you are going for this, you will see that yes, there will be the accentuated, there will be the unequal migration, skewed migration. Here it is talking. Okay. Beside that, post office savings, insurance and social security measures will be implemented into the using the digital technology. That is the promise, but here the cause of concern is the digital divide of those who have the lower strata of the people. Beside that, you will see that the manifesto overlook the challenge faced by the women, children and young, because here you will find that those who are the women, they have the more chances and vulnerability to get exploited from the migrant where the destination places. So here it is the issue. Beside that, you will also find there is the absence. The BJP manifesto is silent about the national migrant level policy that was prepared by the Niti Aayog into the 2001. Still, it has not been implemented. One issue is that the BJP talks about the city-centric development, and the city-centric development again gives for the more gives chances. It increases the chances of the migration, because we need a rural and the village centric development, because the most of the people in India lives into the village area, rural area, and that's why we need a village centric development, because the most population, they are living into the village area, and that's why again the distress migration will be caused. Beside that, BJP talks about the one nation, one election. Here it will result into the disenfranchisement of the migrant workers. So it is also one of the cause of concern. When you talk about the Congress promises, the Congress talks about the promise. It is promising to enact a law so that the workers can be brought under the legal rights. Their legal rights and the social security could be ensured. It also plays to update the ration card and the portability of the PDS. Portability of the PDS means if I am living into the one of the village into the UP, maybe it could be any village. If I am migrating to the Mumbai, I can transfer my ration, I can avail my ration availability and the benefit from into the Mumbai itself. Means this can be transferred. Portability means transferred from the one place to the other place. I will just transfer the availability, means whatever I facility is going to take in my village, the same facility will be available into the Mumbai or the Delhi, any place. Generally what happens, whenever you migrate in the village, no one there is no need for the to take avail these facilities, and that's why there is the skipping of this PDS facilities. Whatever they get into the PDS, that is lot of that helps them. But if the portability is not there, that's why there is the cause of concern. They face the trouble. Here you will see that the Congress manifesto also talking about the minimum wage for the Manrega 400 rupees per day, and also it is talking about the same work and same wage. Here it is talking about the gender equality. So these are the promises that is made. This is good, and this is good for the bringing the end of the gender-based discrimination. This is a forward state. Okay. Beside that, it focus on the welfare, promising sufficient night shelter and the hygiene public toilets that are being faced, and this is very specific to the women. The hygienic public toilet for the women is absent on the most of the places, and the women cannot migrate if they are the single woman, single person into their family, or the male member is not there. Maybe there is those who have those women that doesn't have the husband or the any of the male member. Then there is the cause of concern, and that's why the night shelters become a type of the security for the women. Okay. However, the Congress manifesto also overlooks the into informal labor market exploitation and the forced labor condition. So here we will see that something is missing into this manifesto as well. So this talks about the at least there should be the holistic emphasis on the all this cause of concern, all the issues faced by the migrants. Okay, so this is all about from this news. Next important news that we are going to take is the significance of carrier aviation. It will here we will talk about the INS Vikrant. So this is the indigenously built and constructed aircraft carrier. So here you will see that this is the aircraft carrier. It is indigenously built and constructed. This is the India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. Before that we already had, but we procured all of them. So it was commissioned into the 2002. Here you will see the information that in September 2022 it has been commissioned, and now it is fully integrated and into the operation. When it was started, if you will go into the history, already we had the aircraft such as Vikramaditya, and all we have procured from the outside, not, it was not indigenous. Okay, now it is indigenous, and we decided to build this into the 2005-6. This is the crucial year under the project of the DMR 249 steel, and it was the collaboration between Steel Authority of India, DRDO and Indian Navy. So under that, now we are going to construct all of the warcraft, okay, aircraft carrier. Okay, so here you will see what is the capability. It has the capability. Now the area is 12,450 meter square. It is close to a 2.5 of the hockey field. Whatever the dimension of the hockey field is there, it is 2.5 times. So the hockey field, it is around the 5,000 meter square. Okay, so its measure, the long, it is 262 meter long and 62 meter wide. The speed, maximum speed it can reach is the 28 knots, and it can endurance of the 7,500 nautical miles. 1 nautical miles is equal to 1.8 kilometers. So this is all about you should know. Beside that, you should know that it has capability to take air wing of the 30 aircraft, and this include the MiG fighter jet, Kamo 31 helicopters, MH-60R multi-role helicopter, even the indigenously built light, advanced light helicopter and light combat aircraft, that is the Tejas. So all this capability we have. It uses the STOBAR. STOBAR means short takeoff but arrested recovery method to launch. Okay. Beside that, now we are planning, now India is negotiating to purchase the Rafale M carrier jets, and it could be installed, it could be used from these carriers. Okay, so this is all about from this. What about the next? Next we are planning to further develop the indigenous aircraft carrier 2, and it will be similar to the Vikrant, but the integrated with the new updated technology. That is our aim, and we are aiming to construct all this thing into the next 10 years. Okay, so this is our aim. So further there will be the expansion of our aircraft carrier, and yes, it will help into the control and all the naval exercise into the Indian Ocean as well as the surrounding area. So this is all about from this news article, because we know that the aircraft carrier has become so much dominant into the naval warfare. All the developed countries such as US, UK, France, Russia, Japan, China, all are expanding their carrier capability, and that's why India have to, because India is associated. India has the close border with the China, and we don't have a very good relationship with the China. That's why we need to work on all this thing. Okay, so this is all about from this news article. Now, let's solve some of the questions from the topic that we have covered under the Furious 5 session. In this session, we take 5 questions that is most probable for the UPSC and state PCS prelims. So, first question, for which of the following statement about the Indian Easterly jet are correct? It is narrow band of the high altitude wind flowing from the west to east. It is found primarily into the winter season. It play a crucial role into the Indian summer. So if you will go through these two options, either this is correct or this is correct. If you go with the elimination, winter doesn't come into the summer monsoon. Okay, so they are the contradictory. So by any way you will decide that either one or three are the incorrect. So here one is correct. So it will be 1 C D. So let's decide about the second and third option. It is not into the winter, it is into the summer monsoon, and that's why this is incorrect. So if you will eliminate 2, this will incorrect, this will incorrect, either this is correct, either this is correct. So you will find that it's play crucial role into the Indian summer monsoon, because whenever this Indian easterly jet it replaced and only it shifts to, then the monsoon trough created and then the monsoon onset is started in India. Until and unless this easterly jet, if it is stable there at its position, then the monsoon is delayed. So it's play crucial role into the Indian monsoon, and that's why 1 and 3 is correct. So C will be the correct answer. Next question. Consider following statement. 1. It enhances India's maritime power projection capabilities. Second, it is major symbol of the Make in India initiative. Third, it strengthens India's position into the Indian Ocean region. How many of the above statement is are correct with regard to significance of INS Vikrant? Here it is T for the India. So you will see that it enhances the India's maritime power projection capability. Again, yes, correct. It is major symbol of Make in India, because we have developed, constructed all the things indigenous manner. So it is also correct. It is strengthening India position into the Indian Ocean region. Yes, it is correct, and that's why all the three will be the correct. Next question. Which of the following is the primary objective of the e-Shram portal? Providing employment opportunity in rural India, creating a national database for the unorganized workers. So we saw that yes, this is the main region we want to create so that we can provide the social security net, and it was started in 2001. However, there is the issue of the Aadhaar seeding and the technical issues. So this is facing, but yes, it is for the creating the data for the database for the unorganized workers so that we can provide the social safety net, insurances. Okay. The World Economic Forum is headquartered in Cologne, Switzerland, New York, USA, Davos, Switzerland, Paris, France. So it is Cologne into the Switzerland, and you should know that World Economic Forum, this is the NGO at the global level. So please remember this. Which of the following statement is are correct regarding the national floor level minimum wage? It is a statutory requirement for all states to implement. It is revised periodically by the central government. So it is not statutory. We see that it is just a recommendation. It is recommendation of the central government to the states, and they can increase the minimum price when they're going for the fix, and this cause into the a difference and a skewed migration. We already have studied, so second is correct, one is not correct, so B is the correct. So this is all about from the today's news. We will conclude our session here. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.